The timeline of River's song is a complex one, and in this video I'm going to try and make sense of it. So if I miss out on some minor details, please forgive me. So here we go, the timeline of River's song. Shortly after the Big Bang, the first Melody Pond is conceived inside the TARDIS from another Big Bang. 9 months later, she was born on an asteroid called Demon's Run. But she was soon kidnapped and sent to an orphanage on Earth during the 1960s. As a young girl, she is placed into a spacesuit and is tasked with killing the Doctor. But she uses her immense strength and breaks free from the spacesuit. 6 months later, she regenerates into the second Melody Pond and somehow moves from 1960s America to 1990s England, and she befriends Amy and Rory. Many years later, the second Melody Pond's identity is revealed as she regenerates into the third Melody Pond, aka River's Song. She is still under the control of the Silence and tries to kill the Doctor several times during the first few hours of her regeneration. She succeeds but breaks her programming and sacrifices her remaining regenerations to restore the Doctor back to life. And this is where things get complicated. Because if the events previously stated happened in that order, wouldn't Rory and Amy already know that River was Melody? After all, she did tell them at the end of A Good Man Goes to War. Unless it never happened in the original timeline, in which case, when it happens in the revised timeline, which overwrites the original timeline, how come Rory and Amy still don't know about it, despite being a part of the actual timeline? So for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to assume that the timelines have yet to rearrange themselves to include the ending of A Good Man Goes to War, as it makes this situation much easier to understand. Many years after Let's Kill Hitler, the third Melody Pond has taken the name River's Song and is now a Doctor of Archaeology. She is invited along with Amy and Rory for a picnic with the Doctor, where he is killed by someone in a spacesuit, and the events of the Impossible Astronaut / Day of the Moon happen again, only this time from the third Melody Pond's perspective. So after that, she is abducted again, put into a spacesuit, and awaits her destiny as the woman who killed the Doctor. Only this time she doesn't kill him, which causes massive repercussions, as all of time and space is converted to just a single day on one lonely planet. Luckily, things are sorted out when the Doctor devises a plan to make it seem as if he had died, when really he hadn't. But because everyone thinks he's dead, River would still be punished for a crime she didn't commit. So the events of the Pandorica Opens / the Big Bang and the Time of Angels / Flesh and Stone happens. And there's not much else to say there, so on we go. And this is where I'm going to reinsert the ending of A Good Man Goes to War, because by the time of the next episode, Amy and Rory know that River is their daughter, and she's no longer a prisoner in the Storm Cage facility, as the Doctor has erased himself throughout history, so River cannot be held prisoner for killing a man who never existed. Anyway, River would continue to travel alone, but would ultimately end up in Manhattan, where she'd meet the Doctor, Amy and Rory again, but she'd also come face to face with the Weeping Angels. River's next encounter with the Doctor was a surprising one to her, as she was unaware that he recently received a new regeneration cycle. Later on, the TARDIS crashes on the planet Darillium. The Doctor and River are saddened, as they both know the next time they meet will be the last time. River then has her final encounter with the Doctor, although from the Doctor's point of view, it's their first meeting. And even though River dies, the Doctor manages to load her consciousness into the library's virtual reality program. And if you want to count her appearance in the name of the Doctor, you can, but I don't, as it's a computer simulation of River, not River herself. So in conclusion, I'm sure we can all agree, this video was a mess. And it's hardly surprising because very little about the timeline of River's song makes sense.